Best mold remediation services in Houston, Texas. We are Houston's top mold remediation service provider. Call us 24/7 and we will dispatch our water damage restoration experts to you ASAP. Mold remediation is the process of removing and/or treating mold from an indoor environment, such as a home, business, or other building. Mold can grow in damp or moist environments, and if left untreated, it can spread quickly and cause health problems for those exposed to it. Mold remediation involves identifying the source of the moisture causing the mold growth, containing the affected area, removing any mold-damaged materials, and treating the area to prevent further mold growth. The goal of mold remediation is to create a safe and healthy environment by removing all traces of mold and restoring the affected area to its original condition. You may need mold remediation services if you observe visible mold growth or detect a musty odor in your home or business. Other signs that may indicate mold growth include water stains, discoloration on walls or ceilings, and persistent moisture or dampness in areas like bathrooms, basements, and crawl spaces. In some cases, people may experience allergic reactions or respiratory problems when they are exposed to mold. If you suspect that you have mold growth, it is important to contact a professional mold remediation company to assess the situation and determine the appropriate course of action. Mold remediation is the process of identifying and removing mold growth in buildings and homes. Mold can cause a range of health problems, and if not dealt with quickly, can spread and cause significant damage to the structure of a building. If you suspect that you have mold growth in your home or building, it is important to contact a mold remediation specialist. When you contact a mold remediation company, they will typically begin by conducting an inspection to determine the extent of the mold growth and the source of the problem. They will then develop a plan for removing the mold, which may involve cleaning, disinfecting, and in some cases, removing affected materials like drywall or insulation. The goal of mold remediation is to ensure that all mold is removed and that the affected area is restored to its pre-mold condition. You should call an expert for mold remediation services if you notice mold growth in your home or property. Some signs of mold growth include a musty odor, visible mold growth on surfaces, water damage, or discoloration of walls or ceilings. It is important to address mold growth as soon as possible, as it can spread quickly and potentially cause health issues for occupants of the property. Additionally, if you have recently experienced water damage or a flood, it is important to have a professional assess the situation and determine if mold remediation services are necessary. Mold remediation involves the process of identifying, containing, removing, and preventing mold growth in a specific area. To solve a mold remediation issue, it is important to first identify the extent of the mold growth and the underlying cause of the mold growth. A professional mold remediation expert can perform a thorough inspection and assessment to determine the type and extent of mold present. After identifying the extent of the mold growth, the expert will then create a plan to contain and remove the mold from the affected area. This may involve using specialized equipment such as HEPA air filters, negative air pressure systems, and mold removal solutions to safely and effectively remove the mold. The cost of mold remediation services can vary depending on several factors, including the extent of the mold damage, the size of the affected area, the type of mold, and the methods used for remediation. On average, the cost can range from $500 to $6,000 or more, with larger and more complex projects costing more.